Welcome back, beautiful beings, to being Omni. And today's question is just a continuation of what I did previously, which is staying in your power. This little book of questions here. And as I did that episode of staying in your power, there's been a few epiphanies that have come up since. And yes, it can be challenging when we feel this surge, this rush of energy that is assisting us, or this energy that we are connected to infinitely. Because you have to understand that our power is our power. And sometimes, when we are in the minutia of everyday life, when we are in the trenches of, gotta pay bills, gotta, buy groceries, gotta do this, gotta do that. When we get so lost in the actions that we have to take to have a life, to live a life, we tend to forget our power. We get lost in it all. We get lost in everything, and to stay in our power, we also have to create a routine for ourselves to connect to this power, to connect to this energy that we live in, the energy that is us, the soul, because we are soul, we are energy, we are light, we are all these things. But we forget and we get lost. And so the other day, one of the epiphanies that came to me was we are star energy. We are light energy, but more specifically star. And so think of it as the sun, because the sun is a star. And this giant gaseous illuminated star is giving off energy, giving off light, giving off all these things. And we essentially can do the same. Not in the physical sense yet. Not physically yet in the body. But the unseen energy is what we emanate. The things that we cannot perceive with our eyes, but can perceive in our mind's eye. And so when we view ourselves as this star energy, as we view ourselves in this light energy, we begin to feel the emanation coming out of us. And I just want you guys to sit with me here and begin to envision yourself as a star. It could be any color, any shape that you wish. And as you hold this vision of being this star, you begin to have a calm energy, a calm resonance about who you are, about what you do, about this light, about this life, about this being. And in this emanation of light, there begins the sense of peace. And this peace is the connection to creator energy, to your soul, to Mother Earth and all there is. And when you feel this peace, there's a new awareness that enters. So as you envision yourself being this star, being this light, feeling this energy, and knowing there's more. And so you then begin to increase the capacity of awareness. Because this is key of when you are in your power and you want to stay in your power. It's hypersensitivity, because you become so aware of everything around you, seen, unseen, and all the in between. And it is in this energy that we begin to rise and begin to ascend and begin to remember who we are. And we are pure positive energy. We are light beings. We are star beings. And not star beings from another galaxy, literally star beings. Because everything we need is here, okay? Everything we need is internally. And sometimes we, muck up the internal spaces. And, sometimes we have to, do things such as fast or, do other things to bring the physical back into alignment with the energy, with the energetic aspect, to bring that awareness up, to bring that awareness of who we are up. And when that awareness is open, when we see, when we feel through our power of meditation, and you don't always have to, be in stillness to meditate. You can go on a bike ride, you can drive, you can walk, you can do whatever it is that's best for you to bring that energy in. And it could be a combination of things. But as you bring this energy in, how do you keep it? How do you move through it and utilize it throughout the day? That's one thing. When we are in the height of our power, things fluctuate. And as our attention, as our awareness deviates, as we pay attention to something else and focus on this thing over here, our attention to self, our attention to our energy wanes, it drops. And so the best way to stay at that space is to love the energy that you feel, to appreciate the energy that you feel. And when you're at the height, at the peak of this energy, you just take a moment and say, thank you. Thank you for this energy. And I want you guys to do it here with me. So just go back to the feeling that you had of being a star. And this feeling resonates, or whatever resonates with you. But when your energy dips, take a moment, breathe in the energy of a star. Imagine yourself emanating this light and what you want this light to do for you, because you're in command of this energy. You're in command of self. And we forget that we are our own commanders. We are our own bosses, because we give so much away that we don't know how to retain or bring the energy back to us. So when you imagine yourself being a star, this energy is perpetual. It's ongoing. It's never ending. It is infinite. So this star light, this star being that you are, just take a moment to feel that, to breathe that, to live that. And as you feel that energy, you allow for something new to occur. You allow for the newness to evolve, to grow. And as you breathe, you bring that ascension, that awareness up. And awareness is key in staying in your power. And you feel the shift. You feel the subtle energy. And you begin to say, yeah, this is how I'm supposed to feel. Say, yeah, this is it. This is the command, the control, the energy of it. And when I say staying in your power, it's not more so exerting will over anyone else. Never that. Never exert will over anyone else. Staying in your power is exerting and having control over self. That's what this is about. It's about you staying in control and reigning and having power over self. And yes, sometimes there are things beyond our circumstances, but when you have control over your power, over your energy, all things are possible. So just remember that staying in your power is not necessarily, exerting will over someone else. It's exerting will over self. And when you exert will over self, you begin to extract the highest parts of yourself, the awareness, the keenness of senses, the way you carry yourself, the way you walk, the way you talk. You begin to notice the subtle differences of self. And that's what staying in your power is, knowing and feeling the subtle vibrations of your soul and of your being, and how you begin to interact with self and others. So if there's any questions or follow-ups that you would like to know more about this, put them in the comments below, and I'm more than happy to expand on this topic of you staying in your power, because your power is precious, your power is light, your power is you. Stay in your light, beautiful ones. Till next time.